Guess what time it is?
What?
What's up, guys? My name is Ethan,
Hey, I'm Connor.
and we want to bring you a review of the jelly board. We usually deal with wood and plastic. Now we're going over to glass. First of all, this board is 34 inches long, 9 inches wide at its widest point. Now, this board has a lot of foot space on it. You can do a lot with this. And you might notice something weird about the board is that it's completely see-through. It's because it's made of bulletproof glass. Now, this glass should not shatter on you. In fact, it's totally different than that type of glass. It's very thick, and you got some flex in this board. What is this board for? Cruising. This board in particular is made for, I don't know, cruising the boardwalks, kind of the same things you do with a penny. Commuting, exactly. Now they make several different types of board. They make skateboards now, which are 50 bucks. It's a pretty good price for, you know, cool material. But this one that we're bringing you is the Cruiser. So one other thing that we wanted to mention is the wheels are also produced by the company. The company the wheels are actually called Jelly Rolls. They're ADA and they are 62 millimeters. Now these are soft wheels, guys. That's what you would expect for a cruiser, but they're a little bit different in a lot of ways.
Yeah, like, well, first off, there's caliber trucks.
Yeah.
And they are reverse kingpin, so you can get a little variety with how sharp they turn.
Yeah,
even though
50 degree is in the position they are now, and 9 inches. Really solid trucks.
So they're not gonna go really tight turns, which is why it's a good just kind of chill out commute cruiser board. But one thing that's interesting about these wheels is they're not true ADAs. So if you've ever heard of like the Rad Advantages downhill wheel, they're ADA too, the orange ones, and then the white ones are 78A. But these you can actually squish. So with Jelly not making more than like one or two types of wheel, there's definitely their tight, like their stiffness is not like the normal longboard or skateboard wheel you actually see. Definitely like a softer wheel, and they're only 62 millimeter, so they're not too big, but they're soft enough and grippy enough to get all over all those bumps and carve really nicely, and then
they're solid wheels.
Yeah.
And they make different durometers. Like you'll look on the website, these are greens, they have blues. Another thing that you'll notice that really distinguishes this as a cruiser is it has huge risers. These are called Betty Block risers. Now, that's a good half an inch. Yeah, I don't know why either, but it's a good half an inch at its thickest point. It's a huge riser, and it tapers down a little bit, so you get a little bit more stability with this board. But I mean, really solid setup.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the bearings?
Yeah. Well,
or
first off,
and the bearings
the
as well.
bearings are actually, they're not Jelly's own bearings. They're actually Sector 9s. They're called push don't pollutes, but I would not recommend keeping these on for a while. Of course, at first, all bearings are pretty good unless you're getting it from like Walmart or something. All bearings are normally good for like a little while, but I had these on my downhill board, and they weren't good. They were really slow, clunky, and they kept on getting caught. So I just would replace with the Bones Reds, like 15 bucks, and they're definitely stay with Bones for pushing bearings. That's pretty much all they do. Well, they do wheels now, but
and we understand why they did this. Honestly, like they're not the best bearings ever, but they did stick to really high quality hardware. Like the caliber trucks are really good quality. They're matte white trucks, and again, you can adjust them, you can customize them. They're really good trucks, and the board is really solid. The deck is really well built.
Another thing though
it's 215 bucks.
It's only 250 bucks, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're not making their own trucks, you know. They're making
Fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately. So that's
To the deck.
It's expensive for them to buy that, all the hardware, you know, making the wheels, buying the Sector 9 bushing. So I understand the bearings. So I understand why they maybe cheaped out a little bit on the bearings, but it's definitely a really high quality board. And for the average just person that rides around, you're really not gonna maybe notice too much. After a while, you might. But another thing about this is it scratches very easily the deck. So if you see, this is a day of riding, a day of. It was hard riding, but we weren't like we just had like normal Vans on, like nothing to scratch it, no grip tape scratching or anything. But it looks like you took grip tape or sandpaper and just rubbed at it, and so that marks another, you know, issue for this board. Is if you're gonna buy this compared to a normal wood longboard, you're looking for something different. You're looking for maybe you really like the design or the transparency or the difference. It's different than a normal board. So when it scratches like that, it kind of takes away from the whole newness.
It kind of interrupts the transparency a lot.
Yeah.
Now, this is not really a big con. You can always throw grip tape on this board.
Like clear grip tape is really good.
But at the same time, you're also losing that transparency. It's kind of like, what are you trying to go for here? If you want a wood board, then of course you can put grip tape on it. This kind of mimics the surface of a basketball court. Mm-hmm. If you ever walked on a basketball court with sneakers, like Converses, Jordans, or even Vans, any of those,
who does that?
Even though any of those flat shoes, you're gonna do good on this until water touches the surface.
Yeah, I've seen a basketball game. Like after someone falls and they're really sweaty, they immediately start wiping the court. It's because it gets really slippery when it's wet. So if you imagine this
in the rain,
glass being wet. It's not like it's like fiberglass, it's glass, it's just bulletproof. So this is gonna be really slippery.
Yeah.
So just be careful about, you know, your riding conditions when you're on it.
Now guys, honestly, I'd recommend this board. For $215, I mean, that's the price of some penny boards. This is a really good
What penny boards are you buying?
board. Well, I mean, that's true. The penny.
No, it's the price of like a wood complete pintail or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't make the big pintails anymore.
Oh, they don't really.
Because
we figured out why. Right?
Yeah, if you watch our older videos, see why they don't make the.
It's sad. I like that board.
But yeah, so this is definitely something different, and I like the approach of not just like the normal wood longboard. Mm-hmm. It's about the same price, so they're not making you try to just spend and like a crazy amount of money for just a different board.
For novelty, yeah.
So it's like, it's gonna last you just as long, I'm sure, maybe even longer. I'm not sure how the wheels are in like a few weeks if they start chipping and stuff. We haven't ridden it that long, but they seem to hold up really well.
I think they'll be good.
Yeah. I think you'll be set with them. So yeah, there's a lot of pros to this. There's a few cons, but there's nothing, unless you're like in like a really wet climate, there's not really any super bad downfalls to it. And you can always throw some clear grip tape on it if you want to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have a recommendation, guys.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for recommending us to review
this is just in the comments.
Cool board, and we look forward to using it over the summer. It's a little bit cold outside right now, so sorry we couldn't get you too much riding.
Cold.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't get you too much riding footage, but this is a good board, and we look forward to using it. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Case Production, guys, and
leave more recommendations because that's how we review this one. We love it, and we love. You know,
thank you for those recommendations.
And subscribers.
Leave recommendations in the comment section below, and leave any comments. If you like the video, like the video.
If you didn't like the video, give us like a whole crap ton of hate. We love our hate. We're like sticking. We're like Kanye West. We thrive off our haters.
Exactly.
No, I was kidding. So yeah,
bring it. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see more future content.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to try to keep posting on that, even though he does nothing on it. Yeah, and stay tuned for more videos. We got some good stuff coming up for you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Dude, like, I don't even have the sign-in info for that bullcrap.
Dude.
No, I don't.